Clase, welcome back to our next RLS Spanish lesson or Spanish video. Our goal for this little session, this section, our learning objective or learning goal is for you guys to start increasing your Spanish vocabulary through TPR and questioning. Okay. I need to explain really quickly, briefly what that means. If you don't know TPR, if you don't remember what TPR is, Professor Brown in his video earlier in this playlist explained what that is. But just briefly to review that, TPR stands for Total Physical Response. Okay, basically the way it works is I will say a Spanish phrase, a Spanish command. Usually it's commands, but the way I do it is a little more with just phrases and vocabulary. Anyway, I'll say some kind of action, and the way TPR works is instead of you repeating what it means or repeating it back or saying what it means or translating it to English, you just do the action. Okay, so for example, I'm going to give you a couple examples in English. If the phrase was stand up, okay, instead of repeating that back, instead of saying stand up, you would actually do the action. You would stand up. Okay. If I said touch your head, instead of repeating that, you're just going to do the action. You would touch your head. Okay. If I say look at the door, you're going to look at the door. You're not going to say it what it means. Okay. Just to be a little more clear on that. So like in Spanish, if I say se levanta, which means he stands up or she stands up, you're not going to say se levanta. You're just going to do the action. You're going to stand up. Okay. Kind of the idea with TPR is you're trying to connect the Spanish vocab directly to the action. Okay. You're trying to kind of cut out that middle step of translating it to English and then doing the action, right? Like you're trying to get to the point where you just hear the Spanish phrase, you know immediately what to do. You know immediately what the action is. You know what it means, and you just do the action. Okay. So anyway, that's the TPR part. After we get through some TPR phrases, then I'm going to add some questions in there kind of related to the TPR phrases. Okay, so the TPR is just a little bit different than the questioning part isn't considered TPR, the way I'm going to do the questions here. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a couple things like for example, I'll teach you a phrase like touch your head, okay? And then I'm going to ask a bunch of questions about your head, okay? I'm going to say like, what do you use your head for? Or what do you do with your head? Okay, things like that. I'll ask you questions like that. And then we're going to learn how to answer those in Spanish, okay? So anyway, that part of it is not the same as TPR. Okay, I just want to be clear on that, okay? So here we go. So the first one is se toca la cabeza. Okay, so what that means is he touches his head or she touches her head. Okay, so anytime you hear me say se toca la cabeza, you're just going to touch your head. Okay, so I don't want you to be thinking about what it means in English. Try not to worry about translating to English. Just do the action. When you hear se toca la cabeza, just touch your head. Okay. Now, just so you know, we'll get through 2 or 3 of these, and then I'll go back and review, and we'll just keep adding more and more. So every time I say the phrase, do the action, okay? So when I start to review these and I say, se toca la cabeza, you're just going to touch your head, okay? So, se toca la cabeza. Okay, the next one is, se toca el pelo or el cabello, okay? So, se toca el pelo or se toca el cabello. Okay, both of those, if you say se toca el pelo or if you say se toca el cabello, those both mean the same thing. Okay, those both mean he touches his hair or she touches her hair. Okay, so el pelo and el cabello, both of those mean like literally what it means is the hair. Okay, so el pelo means the hair, el cabello means the hair. As far as I know, pretty interchangeable. Pelo is probably a little more general, can cover more types of hair. If you're just talking about the hair on your head, These are pretty interchangeable, el pelo and el cabello. Okay, we're talking about like other types of hair on your arms, hair on your legs, things like that. That would probably be the word pelo instead of the word cabello. Okay. Anyway, anytime you hear me say that phrase, se toca el pelo or se toca el cabello, you're going to touch your hair. Okay. All right. So let's review what we have so far. So se toca la cabeza. Okay, good. Hopefully you touched your head. Se toca el pelo or se toca el cabello. Okay, good. Hopefully you touched your hair for that one. Okay, the next one. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. So that one means he touches his brain or she touches her brain. Okay. Cerebro is kind of related to some English words. I don't know how to say it right, but cerebral palsy. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's something to do with your brain, right? It's related to your brain. Cerebral, I think, is another phrase a word in English we use that means having to do with the brain. So anyway, in Spanish, cerebro means brain. Okay? So if I say se toca el cerebro, you can touch your brain. Now on that one, I obviously you can't like touch your actual brain because it's inside your skull, but I would just touch maybe your forehead and, touch your brain that way. Okay? All right, so do the action I say. Se toca la cabeza. Okay, good. Hopefully you put your hands on your head for that one. Okay, se toca el pelo. Okay, hopefully you touched your hair for that one. Se toca el cabello. Good. Hopefully you touched your hair for that one as well. Okay, se toca el cerebro. Okay, good. Hopefully you touched your brain, or as best you could, touch your forehead to be able to touch your brain. Okay, the next one. Se toca la oreja or se toca el oído. Okay, so on this one, la oreja and el oído both mean the same thing. It's two different words for the same thing. Okay, so those two phrases, se toca la oreja or se toca el oído, both mean he touches his ear, or it could be she touches her ear. Okay. Now let me quickly explain why I left blanks here on this part and right here. Is because this can actually be four different people. Okay, right? In this blank, you could say he, she, it, or you. Okay. And over here, you could say his, her, its, or your. Okay. So when like the phrase se toca la oreja, that can mean he touches his ear. It can mean she touches her ear. It could mean it touches its ear, like the dog touches its ear or something like that. And it can mean you touch your ear. Okay, so that also, in that one, for saying you, it also changes this from touches to touch. Okay, so he touches his ear, she touches her ear, it touches its ear, or you touch your ear. Okay, same thing with se toca el oído. That can mean he touches his ear, she touches her ear, it touches its ear, or you touch your ear. Okay. All right, so do the one that I say. I'm going to start mixing these up into kind of random order as we review them. Okay, so do the one that I say. Let's do se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Okay, good. Hopefully you touched your hair. That means he touches his hair, she touches her hair, etc. Okay, do the next one, the one that I say. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Okay, good. I hope he touches his brain or she touches her brain. Okay, let's do the next one. Se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Okay, good. He touches his head or she touches her head. Okay, let's do se toca el oído. Se toca el oído. Okay, good. That's he touches his ear or she touches her ear. So make sure you touch your ear on that one. Se toca el oído. Okay, let's do se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Okay, good. That one means hair. Pelo means hair, so he touches his hair. She touches her hair. Se toca el pelo. Hopefully on that one you touched her hair. Okay, next let's do se toca la oreja. Se toca la oreja. Se toca la oreja. Okay, good. That's he touches his ear or she touches her ear. So hopefully you touched your ear on that one. Okay, let's add another one in here. Okay, the next one is se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Okay, so that means he touches his eyebrow or she touches her eyebrow. Okay, so ceja, that means eyebrow. Okay, so on that one, you're just going to touch your eyebrow. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Okay, I'm going to add one more in here and then we'll review. Next one is se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Okay, and that one means he touches his eye or she touches her eye. A couple things real quick on this one. Notice that something that might help you remember this. Notice that the word ojo kind of looks like two eyes and a nose, kind of like a little face with two eyes and a nose. That might help you remember. That means eye. Okay. Also, if you look at the Spanish and the English, even though they are different letters, it is basically the same shape, a really similar shape. Okay. So it kind of looks like the word eye, even though it's spelled different. Okay. All right. So se toca el ojo on that one also. So don't touch your actual eye. I don't want you to like pop your eye out or anything like that. What I usually tell my students is like close your eye, close your eyelids, and just kind of touch next to your eye, right by your eye, or touch your eyelid once your eyes are closed or something like that. Okay. But se toca el ojo. He touches the eye. She touches her eye. Okay, do the one that I say. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Okay, se toca la ceja. That's he touches his eyebrow. She touches her eyebrow. Okay, do the next one. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Okay, good. He touches his hair. She touches her hair. Okay, se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Okay, good. He touches his brain. She touches her brain. Okay, the next one. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Okay, good. That's eyebrow. He touches his eyebrow. She touches her eyebrow. Se toca la ceja. Okay, next, let's do se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Okay, sorry, I want to review really quick. We did have cabeza correct. It's our first one. Okay, very good. All right, so se toca la cabeza. He touches his head or she touches her head. So make sure you did that one. Se toca la cabeza. Okay, next, let's do se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Okay, se toca el ojo. He touches his eye or she touches her eye. Good. Okay, next let's do se toca la oreja. Se toca la oreja. Okay, se toca la oreja. He touches his ear, she touches her ear. Good. Okay, the next one. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Okay, good. He touches his brain, she touches her brain. Okay, next, se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Okay, good. He touches his hair or she touches her hair. Okay, next, let's do se toca el oído. Se toca el oído. Okay, good. He touches his ear or she touches her ear. Se toca el oído. Okay, let's do se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Okay, good. He touches his eyebrow. She touches her eyebrow. Okay, let's add some more in here. Okay, next one is se toca la pestaña. Se toca la pestaña. Okay, that one is he touches his eyelash or she touches her eyelash. Okay. Let me explain one quick pronunciation thing here. Notice that the N right here has a squiggly thing on top of it. What the deal is in Spanish, there's two different N's. Okay. You have this one with this thing on top of it. That's called an Nye. Okay, and then they have another one that doesn't have the squiggly thing on top. It's just a normal N. That one is called an NA. Okay, the reason there's two different ones is because they make different sounds. Okay, the one like this that the Nye with the N, the squiggly thing on top, the sound it makes is like a nya sound. Nya. It's kind of like it's like if you had an N and a Y right next to each other, like in the band Enya from back in like the 90s, if you know that band. Or it's kind of like the same sound that you say when you say onion, the ny sound, or opinion, ny, so that ny sound, okay? So that's the N with the squiggly thing on top of it. If it does not have a squiggly thing, it's called an NA, that letter works the same as an English N, okay? It just makes an N sound. So like this word, if it had a normal N, it would be pestana, not pestaña, okay? But with that squiggly thing, it's a nya sound, pestaña, okay? But without it, it would be a normal N sound, pestana, okay? All right, anyway, se toca la pestaña. That means he touches his eyelash or she touches her eyelash, okay? Okay, that was our first new one, okay. We're also going to do se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Okay. That one means he touches his eyelid or she touches her eyelid. Okay, so on that one I would probably close your eyelids, and then just touch your eyelid. Okay. One quick pronunciation thing here. Notice the accent mark on top of that A. What that is doing is telling you where to stress that word. Okay, it's saying put the stress on this A. So you say párpado. Okay, you don't stress this one. You don't say párpado. You don't stress the O. You don't say párpado. Okay, you're going to put the stress right here on that A, because that's where the accent mark is. Okay, párpado. It actually is in some ways easier when it has the accent mark because you know exactly where to stress it. Okay, let me try to quickly explain the rules. There's kind of 3 rules that help you know how to stress the word. The first one says that if the word ends with a vowel or the letter N or the letter S, you're going to stress the second to last syllable. Okay, basically meaning the second to last vowel in the word. Okay, so on this word, toca, the A on the end would be the last syllable. The O is the second last syllable. Okay, it ends with a vowel. The letter A is a vowel. So you're going to stress this O. Okay, toca. You don't say toca, you say toca. Okay, we know that because of this rule, because it ends with a vowel or an N or an S, so you stress second last syllable. Okay, notice that párpado ends with a vowel. Okay, it ends with an O, which is a vowel. So on this one, you should, if you followed that rule, you would stress the second last syllable. It would be this A right here. It would be párpado. Okay. So that's one of the rule. The rule, and this is actually kind of the third rule, but this rule says if it breaks one of the first 2 rules, then you have to use an accent mark to tell you where to stress it. Okay, so since this one is breaking that rule, since it ends with a vowel, but they don't want you to stress the second to last syllable, they put the accent mark on the third to last syllable to tell you stress it right here. Okay. The other rule with stress is that if it ends with anything that's not a vowel and not the letter N and not the letter S, okay, so basically if it ends with any of the consonants besides the letter N or S, you're going to stress the last syllable in the word, okay, which I don't have an example right here. Let me see if I have any. I don't know if we've had any on here that do that. Yeah, I'm not seeing any there. Anyway, but you're going to stress the last syllable. So just to give you an example, like the word hablar, you may be familiar with that. Hablar means to talk or to speak. Okay, so it's Hablar. Okay, it ends with an R. R is a consonant. That's not the letter N, not the letter S. So in that one, the stress is on the last syllable, which is the A right before the R. So you say hablar. Okay, you don't stress the first part. You don't say hablar. You stress the last syllable, hablar. Okay. So those are the three rules. If it ends with a vowel or an N or S, I should point this one, like toca, you're going to stress the second last syllable. Second rule is if it ends with a consonant besides N or S, you stress the last syllable, like in hablar. And third rule is if it breaks rule number 1 or rule number 2, you use an accent mark to indicate where to stress it. Okay, so this one's breaking the rule that says it ends with a vowel. It should be second last syllable. So they're putting the accent to tell you stress it right here instead of stressing the second last syllable. Okay, all right. Anyway, se toca el párpado. That means he touches his eyelid or she touches her eyelid. Okay, do the one that I say. Just do the action. Okay, se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Okay, good. He touches his hair. She touches her hair. Okay, do the next one. Se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Okay, good. That's also he touches his hair, she touches her hair. So touch the hair on top of your head. Okay, do the next one that I say. Se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Good. That's he touches his head or she touches her head. So make sure you put your hands on your head. Touch your head. Okay. All right, the next one. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Good. He touches his brain. She touches her brain. Okay, the next one. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Okay, good. He touches his eyebrow. She touches her eyebrow. Okay, let's do the next one. Se toca la pestaña. Se toca la pestaña. Okay, good. He touches his eyelash. She touches her eyelash. Actually, did we have that? Yeah, we had that one, right? Okay, good. We did have that one. Okay, se toca la pestaña. He touches his eyelash. She touches her eyelash. Okay, next one. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Okay, he touches his eyelid. She touches her eyelid. Okay, good. All right, next one. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Okay, good. He touches his eye. She touches her eye. Remember to not touch your actual eye. I don't want you to hurt your eyes, but touch like somewhere by your eye. But remember, it means to touch your eye. Okay. All right, let's add some more in here. Okay, the next one is se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Okay, that means he touches his cheek or she touches her cheek. Okay, se toca la mejilla. And that one, you're just going to touch your cheek on your face. Okay, he touches his cheek, she touches her cheek. Okay, notice the double L makes a Y sound, mejilla. Okay, also the J makes an H sound, mejilla. Okay. All right. Se toca la mejilla. He touches his cheek. Okay. Let's add one more. Se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. That is he touches his nose or she touches her nose. Okay, on that one, you're just going to touch your nose. Se toca la nariz. He touches his nose. She touches her nose. Okay, do the one that I say. Se toca la nariz. Good. He touches his nose. Se toca la nariz. Okay, se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Okay, good. He touches his cheek. She touches her cheek. Okay, do the one that I say. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Good. He touches his eye. She touches her eye. Se toca el ojo. Sorry, one thing I'm thinking right now, remember that the ojo is also kind of like the word optical or optics, which has to do with seeing and eyes. Okay, so they both start with the O anyway. So ojo. Se toca el ojo. Okay, do the next one. Se toca la pestaña. Se toca la pestaña. Se toca la pestaña. Okay, good. He touches his eyelash or she touches her eyelash. Okay, do the next one. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Good. He touches his eyelid or she touches her eyelid. Okay, do the next one. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Good. He touches his eyebrow or she touches her eyebrow. Okay, do the next one. Se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Okay, good. He touches his cheek or she touches her cheek. Okay, do the next one. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Good. He touches his brain. She touches her brain. Okay, do the next one. Se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Good. He touches his head or she touches her head. Se toca la cabeza. Okay, let's do se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Good. He touches his hair. She touches her hair, like the hair on your head. Okay, next one. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Okay, that's also he touches his hair. She touches her hair. Okay, so cabello means hair and pelo means hair. Okay. All right, let's add two more in here. The next one is se toca los labios. Se toca los labios. Se toca los labios. Okay, that means he touches his lips or she touches her lips. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. Se toca los labios. You might do that for this one. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, or you can just put your fingers on your lips. Se toca los labios. Okay, he touches his lips. She touches her lips. Okay, let's also do se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. Okay, and that one means he touches his mouth or she touches her mouth. So I would, if it were me, I would just kind of cover up your mouth with your hand for that one. Se toca la boca. He touches his mouth, she touches her mouth. One quick note on this one. Notice that the word boca is kind of like the word vocal. Okay, and that's vocal means you like do it with your mouth. If you vocalize something, you say it through your mouth. Okay, so those are kind of related. One quick side note on that as well. The letter B, like this one, and the letter V in Spanish are basically, the sound they make anyway is interchangeable. Okay, they both make the exact same sound. So like in English, the word vocal, the reason I'm pointing that out, in English, the word vocal is spelled with a V. Okay, but in Spanish, the word mouth is spelled with the B. Okay, but in Spanish, those would both make the same sound. Okay, so like if this had an N on the, or sorry, if this had an L on the end of it, you would say it vocal. Sorry, in Spanish it'd be vocal. Okay, and if it was spelled with a V and it had an L on the end of it, you'd say the same way. You'd say vocal. Say vocal, vocal. Okay. All right. Anyway, se toca la boca. He touches his mouth. She touches her mouth. Okay. Do the one that I say. Let's do se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. Good. He touches his nose. She touches her nose. Okay. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Good. He touches his eye. She touches her eye. Okay. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Good. He touches his hair. She touches her hair. Okay, se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Good. He touches his eyebrow or she touches her eyebrow. Okay, se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Okay, good. He touches his cheek or she touches her cheek. Se toca la mejilla. Okay, let's do se toca la oreja. Se toca la oreja. Se toca la oreja. Good. He touches his ear or she touches her ear. Okay, se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Good. He touches his brain or she touches her brain or you touch your brain. Okay, se toca el oído. Se toca el oído. Good. He touches his ear or she touches her ear. Se toca el oído. Remember that la oreja and el oído both mean the same thing. They both mean the ear. So se toca la oreja. He touches his ear or she touches her ear. Se toca el oído also means he touches his ear, she touches her ear. Okay. All right, next. Se toca la pestaña. Se toca la pestaña. Okay, and actually it should be se toca las pestañas because that would be eyelashes instead of just one singular eyelash. But se toca las pestañas. He touches his eyelashes, or she touches her eyelashes. Okay, se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Good. He touches his hair. She touches her hair. Okay, se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. Good. He touches his mouth or she touches her mouth. Okay, se toca los labios. Se toca los labios. Se toca los labios. And that's he touches his lips or she touches her lips. Okay. I think we got most of them. Let me back up here just to make sure. Se toca la boca. Se toca los labios. Se toca la nariz. I think we did that one. He touches his nose. Se toca la mejilla. He touches his cheek. Se toca el... Oh, I didn't do that one. Se toca el párpado. Let's take that off to see if you remember it. Se toca el párpado. Okay, good. He touches his eyelid. Se toca el párpado. Okay, se toca las pestañas. Se toca el ojo. Se toca la ceja. I think we had that one. Touches his eyebrow. Se toca la oreja, se toca el oído, se toca el cerebro, se toca el pelo, se toca el cabello, se toca la cabeza. All right, good. Okay, let's get a couple more in here. The next one. Se toca los dientes. Se toca los dientes. Okay, and that means he touches his teeth or she touches her teeth. Notice that the word dientes is kind of sort of a cognate. It looks like the word dental or dentist or dentures. Okay, so it's which all those things don't mean teeth, but they are related to teeth, right? A dentist, someone who works on your teeth. Dental, having to do with your teeth. Dentures, well, I guess dentures actually kind of does mean teeth, but fake teeth. But dientes in Spanish means real teeth. Okay, just your normal teeth. All right, so se toca los dientes. He touches his teeth, she touches her teeth. Okay, se toca la lengua. Se toca la lengua. That is, he touches his tongue or she touches her tongue. So the word lengua means tongue. Okay, notice it actually looks kind of similar and is spelled kind of similar. Okay, it's just mostly just the L and the E, I guess, or different one on the A on the end. Anyway, se toca la lengua. On that one, same thing. I probably wouldn't touch your actual tongue. I don't want you guys getting sick because there's lots of germs on your hands and stuff. But I would just kind of stick your tongue out and point at it. Se toca la lengua. Se toca la lengua. Okay, so se toca la lengua. Okay, do the one that I say. Se toca la lengua. Se toca la lengua. Good. He touches his tongue. She touches her tongue. Se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Good. He touches his head or she touches her head. Okay. Se toca los labios. Se toca los labios. Good. He touches his lips. She touches her lips. Okay. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Or se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Okay, good. Both those mean he touches his hair. She touches her hair. Okay, se toca, here's the next one. Se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. Okay, he touches his mouth. La, 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 la. Okay, put your hand over your mouth. And if you want to, you can do that. La, 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 la. That might help you remember it. Se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. La, la, la. Okay, he touches his mouth. She touches her mouth. Okay, next one. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Good. He touches the brain. She touches her brain. Okay. Se toca los dientes. Se toca los dientes. Se toca los dientes. Okay, good. That one, if you don't want to, don't touch your actual teeth, but just open your mouth and smile and point at your teeth. Se toca los dientes. He touches his teeth. She touches her teeth. Okay, next one. Se toca la oreja. Or se toca el oído. Se toca la oreja. Or se toca el oído. Se toca la oreja. Or se toca el oído. Good. He touches his ear. Or she touches her ear. Okay, next let's do se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. Good. Se toca la nariz. He touches his nose or she touches her nose. Okay, se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Good. He touches his eyebrow or she touches her eyebrow. Okay, next one. Se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Good. He touches his cheek or she touches her cheek on her face, his face. Okay. Next one. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Good. He touches his eyelid or she touches her eyelid. Okay, next one. Se toca las pestañas. Se toca las pestañas. Se toca las pestañas. Good. He touches his eyelashes or she touches her eyelashes. Okay, I think the last one, if I didn't forget any of them. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Good. He touches his eye or she touches her eye. Se toca el ojo. Okay, let's do these last two one more time. Se toca los dientes. Se toca los dientes. Good. He touches his teeth or she touches her teeth. Okay. Se toca la lengua. 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 Good. He touches his tongue or she touches her tongue. Okay. All right. I believe this is the last one. No, I do have a couple more here. Okay. The next one is se toca la mandíbula. Se toca la mandíbula. Okay, that means he touches his jaw or she touches her jaw. Okay, and I believe, is it mandible? Is the word in English for jawbone or something like that? Anyway, I know there's a cognate with mandibula. There's an English word that's similar to mandibula that has to do with your jaw or your jawbone. Okay. Anyway, se toca la mandíbula. That means he touches his jaw. She touches her jaw. Okay, notice there you have that accent mark. It's because it ends with a vowel. Should be stressed on the second last syllable. Should be the U, but they don't want you to stress it there, so they put the accent on the I to tell you to stress it right there. So instead of saying mandibula, they want you to say mandibula. Okay? Anyway, se toca la mandíbula. He touches his jaw. She touches her jaw. Okay. Se toca la barbilla. Se toca la barbilla. Sorry, back on this one. Se toca la mandíbula. What my students in class usually do is just kind of run their finger along their jaw for that one, for the action on that one. Okay, so se toca la mandíbula. He touches his jaw, she touches her jaw. Just run your hand or your fingers along your jawbone. Okay, se toca la barbilla. That means he touches his chin or she touches her chin. Okay, so I would just kind of put your fingers on your chin for that one. Okay, se toca la barbilla. Se toca la barbilla. Okay, let me check really quick. I do have one more there. Okay. All right, so let's review really quick, and then we're going to add one more. Okay, so do the one that I say. Let me get to here so I remember where we left off. Okay, so do the one that I say. Se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Good. He touches his head or she touches her head. Okay, se toca la oreja. Se toca la oreja. Good. He touches his ear or she touches her ear. Okay, let's do se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Good. He touches his hair or she touches her hair. Okay, se toca el oído. Se toca el oído. Se toca el oído. Good. He touches his ear or she touches her ear. Okay, se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Good. He touches his hair. She touches her hair. Okay, let's do se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Good. He touches his brain or she touches her brain. Okay, se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. He touches his eyebrow. She touches her eyebrow. Good. So touch your eyebrow on that one. Okay, next. Se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. Good. He touches his nose or she touches her nose. Okay, se toca las pestañas. Se toca las pestañas. Se toca las pestañas. Good. He touches his eyelashes or she touches her eyelashes. Okay, let's do se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Good. He touches his cheek or she touches her cheek. Okay, se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Good. He touches his eye or she touches her eye. Okay, se toca la barbilla. Se toca la barbilla. Se toca la barbilla. Good. He touches his chin or she touches her chin. That's the screen we're on right there. Okay, let's do se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Good. He touches his eyelid or she touches her eyelid. Okay, se toca la lengua. Se toca la lengua. Se toca la lengua. Good. He touches his tongue or she touches her tongue. So se toca la lengua. Okay, next one. Se toca. Se toca. Let's do se toca los labios. Se toca los labios. And just maybe run your fingers over your lips on that one. He touches his lips or she touches her lips. Se toca los labios. Okay. Se toca la mandíbula. Se toca la mandíbula. Se toca la mandíbula. Good. He touches his jaw or she touches her jaw. Se toca la mandíbula. Okay, let's do se toca los dientes. Se toca los dientes. Se toca los dientes. Good. Touch your teeth. He touches his teeth. She touches her teeth or you touch your teeth. It's like the word dentures and dentist and dental. Dientes. Se toca los dientes. Okay. Right. Let's do se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. He touches his mouth or she touches her mouth. Se toca la boca. Boca is kind of like the word vocal. Boca, vocal. Boca means mouth. He touches his mouth. She touches her mouth. Okay, let me make sure I didn't forget anything there. Mandíbula, lengua, dientes, boca, labios, nariz, mejilla, párpado, pestaña, ojo, ceja, oreja, oído, cerebro, pelo en cabello, and cabeza. Okay, I'm pretty sure we got all those. Okay, I think we have one last one here after barbilla. That is se toca la cara. Se toca la cara. Okay, and that means he touches his face, or she touches her face, or you touch your face, or it touches its face. Okay. Se toca la cara. So cara means face. Okay, on that one, I just want you to maybe put one hand over your face. Kind of like you're grabbing your face or touching your face. Anyway, it's up to you. You can do two hands on your face, or anyway, just whatever you want to do, but you need to touch your face somehow. Se toca la cara. Se toca la cara. Let me double check and make sure. Okay, and after that's going back to cabeza. Okay. All right. So, se toca la cara. Se toca la cara. He touches his face. She touches her face. Okay. Let's review one time real quick. So, se toca la cara. Good. Se toca la cara. Okay. Se toca la barbilla. Se toca la barbilla. Good. He touches his chin. She touches her chin. Okay. Se toca la mandíbula. Se toca la mandíbula. Good. He touches his jaw. Or she touches her jaw. Okay. Se toca los dientes. Se toca los dientes. Good. He touches his teeth. She touches her teeth. Okay. Se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Good. He touches his cheek, or she touches her cheek. Okay. Se toca los labios. Se toca los labios. He touches his lips, or she touches her lips. Good. Okay. Se toca la lengua. Se toca la lengua. Good. Se toca la lengua. He touches his tongue. She touches her tongue. Okay. Se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. Good. He touches his mouth, or she touches her mouth. Okay. Se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. Good. He touches his nose. She touches her nose. Se toca la nariz. Okay. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. Good. He touches his eye. She touches her eye. Okay. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Good. He touches his eyebrow, or she touches her eyebrow. Okay. Se toca las pestañas. Se toca las pestañas. Okay, good. He touches his eyelashes, or she touches her eyelashes. Se toca las pestañas. Okay. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Good. He touches his eyelid, or she touches her eyelid. Okay. Se toca la oreja. Se toca la oreja. Se toca la oreja. Good. He touches his ear, or she touches her ear. Okay. Se toca el pelo. Se toca el pelo. Good. He touches his hair, or she touches her hair. Okay. Se toca el oído. Se toca el oído. Se toca el oído. Good. He touches his ear, or she touches her ear. Remember that oreja and oído both mean ear. Okay. Okay, se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Se toca el cabello. Good. He touches his hair or she touches her hair. Remember that pelo and cabello both mean hair. Okay. All right. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Good. He touches his brain or she touches her brain. Okay. Se toca la cabeza. Se toca la cabeza. Okay, good. He touches his head or she touches her head. Okay, just a few more here. Se toca la mandíbula. Se toca la mandíbula. Good. He touches his jaw. She touches her jaw. Okay, se toca la barbilla. Se toca la barbilla. Se toca la barbilla. Good. He touches his chin. She touches her chin. Okay. Se toca la cara. Se toca la cara. Se toca la cara. Good. He touches his face or she touches her face. Okay. All right. Let's really quickly just run through these one last time in order, starting at the beginning. I'll say it. You do the action. Okay. Se toca la cabeza. Good. He touches his head. She touches her head. Se toca el pelo or se toca el cabello. Good. He touches his hair. She touches her hair. Okay. Se toca el cerebro. Se toca el cerebro. Good. He touches his brain or she touches her brain. Okay. Se toca la oreja or se toca el oído. Se toca la oreja. Se toca el oído. That means he touches his ear. She touches her ear. Okay. Se toca la ceja. Se toca la ceja. Good. He touches his eyebrow. She touches her eyebrow. Se toca el ojo. Se toca el ojo. He touches his eye. She touches her eye. Se toca la pestaña or las pestañas. Okay, good. He touches his eyelash or she touches his eyelashes. Okay. Se toca el párpado. Se toca el párpado. Good. He touches his eyelid. Okay. Se toca la mejilla. Se toca la mejilla. Good. He touches his cheek. She touches her cheek. Se toca la nariz. Se toca la nariz. Good. He touches his nose. She touches her nose. Okay. Se toca los labios. Se toca los labios. Good. He touches his lips or she touches her lips. Okay. Se toca la boca. Se toca la boca. Sorry. Se toca la boca. He touches his mouth or she touches her mouth. Se toca los dientes. Se toca los dientes. Good. He touches his teeth or she touches her teeth. Okay. Se toca la lengua. Se toca la lengua. He touches his tongue. She touches her tongue. Se toca la mandíbula. Se toca la mandíbula. He touches his jaw. She touches her jaw. Se toca la barbilla. Se toca la barbilla. He touches his chin or she touches her chin. Good. Okay. Se toca la cara. Se toca la cara. He touches his face or she touches her face. Good. All right. So all that, what we just did it's called TPR. It's where you just do a physical response to the word. When I say the phrase, you do the action or the gesture with it. You don't have to say what it means. Okay. Good. All right, hopefully you enjoyed that. This research shows that's really super effective at helping you learn and memorize things. That's the main reason I'm doing it. The reason we repeated and practiced over and over, they've done research on that. You have to repeat for you to memorize a word and get it down really well and just train your ear to hear what it sounds like. Things like that. You have to hear it repeated. It's like a ridiculous amount of times. I want to say it's like 70 times or something like that. Okay. So anyway, the reason that we're going back, we'll add a couple and go back and review, and then add a couple more and then go back and review, is to get a bunch of repetitions in there. Okay. It's good for your brain and will help you memorize it faster. So, all right, that's the TPR part. That took a long time. So I'm going to end this video right here, and then we'll do a separate video for the questioning part, okay? Just so you know, the way that's going to work is we'll go back through these in order. Okay, the first one we had, I think, was Se Toca La Cabeza, okay, which was touch your head. He touches his head, she touches her head. Okay, so notice down here, that's going to be our next one. After Se Toca La Cara, we're going to have Se Toca La Cabeza. We'll review that, and then I'll ask a bunch of questions about your head, okay? Para que usas la cabeza? What do you do with your head? Or sorry, what do you use your head for? What that means, we'll go into more detail on this next video. Then you can answer, I use my head to do, etc., etc. Then later I'm going to ask, ¿qué hace or qué haces con la cabeza? That's what do you do with your head? Okay, and then you're going to answer things like things you do with your head. I listen with my head. I see with my head. I talk with my head. Okay, things like that. Okay, so we'll see you in our next video clip. Hasta luego. Gracias. Muchas gracias.